Though it seems the more we talk about it, it only makes it worse to live without it. But let's talk about it. Wouldn't it be nice?
Welcome to the A3 presentation of the claims process, the submission process for the claims team, and I'll leave the floor up to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you all for your time today. We are your claims department. We have Sandy, Lisa, Sherry, Diane, and guiding us is Erica. I heard your win. When we would discuss challenges that faced us in resolving claims, one of the issues that came up time and time again was getting clear, concise information at the beginning of the claim. We might receive a claim request through G-links, email, or phone. As you can see in some of the examples we're going to show you, there was no consistency to the information that was offered to us. Some did not include basic information about a claim, while others included too much information while still omitting anything pertinent to the claim. We found that it resulted in a lot of back and forth between ourselves and the sales partners to the CRSs, the CRSs to the customers, and back and forth would go round and round, sometimes up to 18 or more emails just to get basic information. So we decided there had to be a better way to do this.
So some of the problems we encountered, there was no consistent way to submit a claim. We were missing information, we had too much information, such as emails ordered from the beginning of the order. Some had all the customers, the suppliers corresponded. So we had to kind of scroll through the information we needed to find the problem, how the problem started. There were no supporting documents such as photos or even proof approvals to show us, what was the problem. We also never had a clear understanding what the customer wanted for resolution, such as a redo, full credit, discount. So the effects were, it delayed the claim resolution. We missed factory deadlines for submitting a claim. Some factories had a 30-day deadline. It involved extra communication to get the necessary information, lots of back and forth emails. Sometimes we asked 4 questions, we only got 1 or 2 answers, so we had to turn around and ask the questions again. And the results were unhappy customers, unhappy sales partners, and unhappy associates. As you can see from the slide, the customer, in the way we used to do it, the customer would contact the sales partner would either contact us or her CRS. If they contacted the CRS, then the CRS would contact us. If we had questions to contact, we would contact either the sales partner or the CRS, and then they would contact the customer. This is happening before we were even able to notify the production partner.
So the next part is, what can we do to make this better? The team put together and we talked and we tossed ideas around, and the decision was made, what if we can ask all the questions that we need answers to, and if we put that in B+, so the sales partner can go directly to the order, open it up, click the button, get a list of questions with possible answers in the drop-down menu, click the button to submit it, and it will get to the claims team, and the claims team can then handle from there. So this just shows the screenshot of what it looks like when the sales partner opens up an order in B+, and you can't see it yet, but there's a request claim button right here. So once they click on that, a questionnaire pops up. It already has the basic information. If there are multiple POs, they can select which item it pertains to. Also, it already has the order information and PO, and then there's a list of questions, and they can use the drop-down boxes to select possible answers. They can always select upper if nothing fits, then the box opens up where they can hide more information. They also able to attach files such as photos of damaged products, proof of approvals, anything else that makes sense, and then they click submit button. Once they do that, the email goes into the shared claims box that is monitored by one of the team members. And we have a rotation of who gets like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then once the claims person takes that claim, they send an email acknowledgement to the sales partner, letting them know that now they have it and they're working on it. So this is the simplified diagram of how it works. So the customer informs the sales partner about an issue, the sales partner goes to Priority Plus, answers questions, submits the form, goes to the claims team, and claims team is able to start the claims resolution process and work with this production partner. So we did this, and then we thought like, okay, what can we do to measure to see if this is working? And we thought that probably the best indicator of success would be measuring the average days that it takes for the claim to be resolved. So the claims form went into effect mid-December 2017, so we gave it the rest of December and January with all the shows, with everything new year going on as a transition period, and we looked at data for February and March. So this chart shows the average number of days, how long it takes for the claim to be resolved in 2016, 17, and 18, and it shows February and March. And as you can tell, the numbers are pretty close between 2016 and 17 for both February and March, and then you can see the improvement in 2018. So if in 2017 February it took 15.6 days on average to close the claim, in 2018 February it's 13.3, so that's 15% improvement. In March 2017 was 16 days, 2018 was 14.2, that's 11% improvement. So with this new process, there is now a consistent way to submit a claim in P-Plus. There are clear directions of what information is necessary and what is expected. The claims team gets completed information, so it reduces the need for extra communication of asking questions and a lot of back and forth. Therefore, they can start the claim resolution process sooner and finish it quicker. So that results in happy customers, happy sales partners, and happy associates. So, thank you very much. Let us know if you have questions.
This is so logical and it's so brilliant. I mean, just superb. You look at this and you say, well, how come we didn't do like this before? But they're just fantastic. Couple quick things for you. I want to let that sink in. You just did a fantastic job. Such a clear presentation. Superb. Two things. I sent to Joanne this morning, or we talked about, I sent it to actually Tabitha as well. I just ran across an article over the weekend about great customer service. And it had four things for great customer service, great customer satisfaction. The fourth one was basically smooth, efficient claims resolution. You can have great products, you can have friendly people, you can deliver things on time, but there's always going to be a problem. And to the extent that you can make claims resolution fast and easy, and what you're talking about here, that's the fourth element of great customer satisfaction. And clearly, this is the sort of thing that improves that. Superb. The thing I was talking about, and you may want to add a little button here or something, because this is going to happen in the future. Or I'm not sure exactly how if there's anything more to be done, but we're going to have some product recalls for that first gift thing that I wrote about in somebody at you yesterday. And Matt just sent out a note to all the salespeople that are involved. It's not a big thing. There's probably only about 10 orders or something. purchase order number and some stuff. And I don't know if you want, if for a recall, you want to do some sort of a short circuiting, or not expecting the salesperson to have to, or maybe you just grab something, or you have a recall button and certain other things happen. And just be aware, we're gonna have to recall product. Nat thinks the way for us to deal with the customers is to have you resolve it, because there's gonna be some money going back to customers. In other words, we're gonna have to refund money, we're gonna have to pull the product back. We don't even have the full information from Hirsch yet, we're waiting for them. But somehow, we're gonna have to get notifications out to the customers, we're gonna have to get notifications out to the product recipients if they can be found. So that may be a sort of an enhancement or a variant of what you've got going here. I think this might be a nice little test case for you guys to look at and say, should we do something to our system here? In the future, there is going to be more product recalls. In this case, it's a cell phone battery charger. You sort of lay your phone on this thing that charges the battery without being plugged in. But somehow it overheated, and some more, and they're pulling it all back. They've notified the CPSC. It's a voluntary recall, but it's going to be a big work to do in terms of our having to talk to customers and even try to track down. They're going to have to try to track down recipients of this thing. So we're telling the customers, quarantine whatever products you have, don't give any more out, and where it's been given out, how do you track down those people that receive the products. So that we know this is going to be going on more and more in the future, especially with tech products. So, anyway, fantastic job.
Just a quick question, I was wondering if any of the sales partners gave you any pushback? Because it seems like it might have felt like they had to do more work on the front end, even though eventually they had to provide all that information anyway.
A little bit of both, I think. Some people love it, and we all still get some people that'll come just to us. They don't want to get
Yeah, from our regions.
Like not have people say, I'm not going to anybody else, I'm just going to contact you directly.
Yeah, especially
At
with
least
West
give it a
Coast,
chance
with
and
West
try to-
Coast claims. I
Right.
have a rep who will say, it's easy, I can email you before I go to bed, and when I wake up, you've already resolved it. That will never change, I know that.
Okay, I was just curious about that.
I know that PPEs on the press line side love it. They think it's super easy. I know Stacy was very appreciative when the button came out, because she's now, just like you, in your spot, she's now getting all of the information, and she's not going back and forth with the comments. But on our side, the CCS or CRS is on their side, they can open a claim as well, and so it's just super easy because they can open the claim, not bother the sales rep, and the sales rep still gets notified because they get a copy of that same email that goes to you guys, so thank you very much.
So what was the communication process to tell the sales partners that this is the new method? How were they trained? And when you didn't, I know some you're not gonna change, but how do you push back
So
those that maybe you can change 8 out of 10, so how?
I think it's still ongoing. There was a Facebook post letting them know that this came out. There were also banners in the class that Rachel helped with, so when they log in where they see the information that is going on. And I think also, we've never said like, oh, we're gonna refuse the claims now that come our way. So as it comes on the one-on-one basis, like, oh, thank you for submitting this, but now we have this tool so they can direct it. And I think claims is one of those things that even if you make an announcement, it doesn't necessarily stick until you actually have a claim to submit. So I think it's definitely a transition period until everybody knows that this is the way to go.
Send me something, for next Sunday or for some future Sunday thing, and I'll promote it on Sunday, might as well.
Will do, thank you.
How long did it take you to go through this process, and what sort of bumps did you have to get over to make this thing work?
So I think first we started with, okay, what are those questions that we need answers to, and then what are the possible answers? So just getting the form and we got some feedback from CRSs, so they could take a look from that side, okay, you were submitting the form, like what questions you would know the answers to, or be able to provide, so got that, and then we worked with IT to actually implement it, and after the form went live, we received some feedback, so we're still working with Max on getting some improvements and some tweaks to make it even better.
Any big hurdles, any big issues?
I think you guys glossed over a little bit, but the deregionalization that you tied into
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Yes.
That's
The
a little
international
bit-
operations team will still be doing regions. So they got rid of the region support and went with this at the same time. So I think that might be the bigger challenge you guys face through doing this project.
And so how long roughly did it take from start to finish?
We started in the beginning of 2017 and we went live in December.
Okay, so close to a year.
Yes.
So it took a while to think it all through and to organize it.
You mentioned about missed deadlines and suppliers, so do you anticipate that's gonna be very minimal, if at all, at this point? In terms of challenges with suppliers?
Well, some suppliers have a 30-day that you can submit a claim, but a lot of times you can talk them out of that. But it's still, when they email you back and say, hey, they ordered this part 30 days ago, we must have you submit, this claim, and then usually they'll say, but we can do this.
Okay, they whine about it a little bit.
It also depends whose error. If it's their
Exactly,
error
yes.
and you've missed the deadline a little bit, you have a little more leverage.
Right.
But if it's not their error at all, then they have more leverage. But we always win.
Lisa, Tiger.
I got somebody a discount off a free product. We always win.
That's pretty good.
So I love this from the CRS perspective, because one of the things we've been trying to do the last year or so is help everybody realize what a CRS position is, and it isn't to be a rep, it isn't to be the conduit to tell reps things. They've got other things, and we're trying to focus that more on revenue generating things we can do to support their sales. So this went over, I can't even tell you, I mean, I think there was applause out there, they were really, really happy with it, because they were often asked to get information that then they didn't know, particularly like ServiceNow. When you think about it, you've got 4 people that are servicing over 200 salespeople, they certainly don't know everything about every order going through, so they would get the info as best as they understood it, get it back, and then you'd end up getting information that was second generation, which probably wasn't great, so I really thank you for that. So what was, kind of like thinking about the A3 and the PDCA process, what was your testing like? What did you do to test it? Did you bring in a group of reps to maybe beta test it, to give you some feedback on how it would work? Would you consider doing something like that, or was that not necessary?
I think we're currently in that testing because we rolled it out and we got feedback, and now we are making some tweaks to even improve that, so that's like the second round, like we did a new checking and acting and
So you're in that process now?
yes.
Some good information has come from some of the reps that you think, oh, how did we miss that type thing? Or, yeah, that may have only happened once in a great while, so we wouldn't have known.
I think it's more in general of, and right now we, if the rep submits the claim by emailing one of the claims team members, we will take it, but I think eventually we would like to be, this is the place to go and really drive there, so everything is standardized, because we still get claims coming our way and we don't push back, so it's still ongoing.
Well, I know we're encouraging, I know CRSs are definitely encouraging that when someone's asking that, oh, did you know? This button in there.
I walked someone through it today, and it was easy because I just said, go to priority class, I said, you see your sales order, put it on it, I said, see the submit button,
forced me to think about a couple things in advance. Push the button, and first thing this morning, like 8 o'clock, I got an email back, and the thing was resolved. And it's like, sometimes just forcing people to put something in writing makes you do it a little bit more thoughtfully and crisply than calling up and saying, geez, I got a problem here. And just, it's just the way things are going. We're all going to get more and more used to this methodology for dealing with issues.
I've heard great things about the response time when someone sends something there from salespeople, so that's really good. And you buy a lot of stuff, you talk a lot about things. I mean, you are buying stuff every day.
He needs
Shirts
those
for one man,
confirmations.
you buy-
I buy a collection of apparel once every 3 years. And once I get going, I can't stop. And besides that, I will never go into a store, ever.
I know, there's no need.
I don't want to go into a store, it gets me all nervous.
Joanne, did she join us? Does she?
I think she can hear us, yes.
This is Joanne. I have a couple questions, if you don't mind.
Do we mind?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Joanne. The floor is yours.
We're taking a vote.
There was some disruption, and I couldn't hear what Erica was saying in terms of what is now the average time to resolve a quick claim?
So on March data, we have 14.2 days on average on the claim submitted March 2018. When we did this, we didn't have complete data for later months because there were still claims hanging, so that's why March is the last one.
So 4.2 days, is that what you're saying?
14.2.
14 days, Joanne.
Okay. Oh, 14 days. Oh, wow. So my second question has to do with another claims project that we had. I'm just curious to see if we're still following that process or have we changed our process. We had another claims project about a year and a half ago, and what happened is that before we used to wait to send a revised invoice for a credit to the customer, and so we received the revised invoice or credit from the supplier, and we were going to change that process to not wait, but to do it and do it when the claim was resolved with the customer. Can you tell me, are we following that practice, or are we doing a different practice?
The revised invoices and AR.
Well, we're doing debit memos. when
Oh,
we
the
can.
debit, yes, we are doing the debit.
Yeah, first
memo.
waiting for credits from the
But
customer.
revised
from the
invoices,
vendor.
that's right, AR.
So yes, Joanne, we're doing debit memos to the vendor where we can and just getting the customer resolved, so they're not waiting for that side.
Yes.
Okay. Finally, I have one last question, and this has to do more with Crestline. There was another project where Crestline reduced the time to resolve claims to 2 days or less. Samson, do you know if they're still doing that, or is that gone by the wayside?
No,
I'm curious.
they still are. As soon as Stacy receives a claims form, she automatically calls the customer and works through it with them.
And do you know what her average time to resolve the claim is?
I don't know, but I do have a note down for to ask her.
Okay, those are my questions. It sounds like a great project, and I appreciate your sharing that with me. The only thing I'd ask is maybe there might be a follow-up. If Crestline is still resolving, and be interesting to see what we can do that we could piggyback off of another project that was done at Crestline quite a while back. But this sounds terrific.
Yeah, well, not to steal thunder from this team, but this came from 2017's IP. We were looking to improve claims overall. Our end goal is to capture this data very binary so that we can start offering resolutions as soon as we get the forms in. So if we have pictures, if we have all the data, we can right away make a determination as to what we need to do for the customer and offer them something much trying to mimic what Crestline's able to do with their team. So Eric and the team first realized though that we don't have the data to make that decision, and because of our setup, we don't have the access to necessarily the sales reps and the customers and
And I
customers.
wonder though, because we deal with, like Stacy deals with the customer directly, she doesn't deal with the sales rep, so she's getting that information firsthand. So the customer's emailing her the pictures and they're communicating, so Stacy's not having to wait
Right.
for Tom Brock to get application or whatever.
Or for them to make a decision.
Right, so,
And also to speak about that 14 days compared to Crestline's 2-day, and correct me if I'm wrong, but for Crestline, a resolution is when the customer is happy. The customer has been taken care of. This 14 days is after the vendor has been satisfied and the claim is completely closed. So there's a huge difference between those two resolution metrics. So you can't necessarily compare this particular project to what Stacy's doing.
right.
And that is something that Erica and I, we talked about when we were doing this project. So that's something they may consider doing as far as a metric in the future. So that's another reason why you're seeing a little bit of a jump in the days in this one compared to Crestline.
Well, in that case then,
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
in that case, what's more important to watch? When the customer is done or when the vendor is done? Or when we're done with the vendor?
He might say, the vendor, this goes way back to, it's important to know when you've also received your money or credit from the vendor from a financial piece, when both of those are satisfied.
And you just don't want, I mean, the longer it takes, the harder it is to
Right.
get it resolved.
But that's an internal.
And I would so Gene say that, I would say that's number 2. I mean, it's important, but obviously the customer's number 1.
Each claim is different, it depends on the situation of that particular claim.
It
And
would
whose
be
error it
great
is.
to
But
know.
ultimately, we want the customer happy first.
Well,
That's
so
right.
I'm assuming that customer satisfaction, happiness is the most important thing. So should there be a second, a primary measure of customer resolution and a second one of full resolution? In other words, if Crestline does things in 2 days or something, wouldn't we want to be looking at the average time to, well, in theory, you'd like to have something handled on the phone, the first phone call or something like that, in theory. But anyway, should we be looking at how fast we can resolve something day-wise or even number of contacts? Is there some additional measure that you should be looking at for your consideration?
Cool, and I think we have different levels of resolution. We may day 1 have the plan for a resolution, but we don't close that claim until, say on a redo, the factory has produced the item and shipped it. Once we have confirmation that that product is shipped, that's when we can close our claim.
So you're saying the customer's not completely satisfied till they get the redo of the product.
Exactly.
So
Until we can
if you
notify
could
the
tell them
sales
that we're
partner.
gonna ship you a new redo, but if it takes 3 weeks,
Right, and they're,
That's-
exactly.
right.
But those are the easy ones, right? Not the ones where now you have the salesperson involved who wants to agree or disagree with what you may deem to be facts, because then it's painful from a wallet perspective to them, and you gotta convince them of what maybe the facts really are.
Or
So, I
if-
mean, there must be a lot of that. You've got 2 levels of customers too,
Right,
where.
and a lot of times if they've asked for a discount from the factory, when we tell the rep how much of a discount, that's when it's the back and forth of how much would you like to pass on to your customer, and we're getting into their commission now. So that can also delay even issuing the credit.
And we don't have to do it anymore. We just make the decision on our own. Yeah, huge.
But still something
So,
to consider.
could I jump in here, just one last thing? We've never measured this, so when Jean asked the question, what's the most important measure? Something for us to think about, doesn't mean it may be a good idea or a bad idea, is does the customer ever order from in or not, whether we can retain that customer as a buyer. Just something to think about.
I actually had a claim within the last 2 weeks that the customer said, because of the claim process, they will rework from us again.
And that's something, that's really the ultimate resolution, so that's very good.
Do we survey the customers when there is a claim?
We don't on our side, we have a Trello idea up right now asking, because we send out surveys every time we release an order, do we send one out after they have a claims, because that could make or break the whole entire process, the whole customer experience, so we haven't started it yet, but it is out there. I think we should, in my opinion.
I know that on some of the mail order things that I do rate for, I will, if I call in on something, I will oftentimes get some kind of a form sent to me about how did we do, and so there might be something of value there. It would be similar to what Joanne just asked, but it's also nice to get like instant feedback rather than track something to see when they might order again or not order again.
But we don't deal with the customer direct, we never contact the customer, the sales partner contacts the customer. We go through the sales partner, never do we say to the customer, will you accept 20%? We tell the rep that this is what the factory has offered. So I don't know if a survey will.
Well, we do surveys now after products are shipped and delivered. So, you have to think about whether or not it's problematic to do it. But I think this idea of ascertaining customer satisfaction is a good idea, and there's probably 12 different ways you can go about doing it. But we've broken through the barrier of whether or not we can contact a customer when we started sending out customer surveys after an order was shipped. So it's not taboo anymore. It was sort of taboo, and you can probably figure out how to do it. But at least you should put on your list of things to consider.
I remember years back, we used to have a red pen.
The Red Pen Club, remember that? Remember that? Do you remember that?
The red.
No, that's before.
That's before Bob.
The Red Pen Club.
Sandy,
Was that good? Well, it was an apology, we're sorry.
Our faces are red. Yes, we received orders for those red pens from people who had pens.
I get that from Charlie in Delaware. I got red pens. Remember him? I think it was my idea, or it was a collaboration.
Yeah.
But it was his, Charlie, whatever his name was, in Delaware. And so we ended up playing around with that idea, and I remember working on it for and all. It was a sort of a follow-up kind of thing. So, great job.
Anybody else? Excellent. And we have somebody receiving a certification as a result of this presentation today. So we'd like to congratulate Sandy on getting her CIP. There you are. Thank you very much. It's always nice to give these out during the Lean Steering Team presentations and celebrate the successes. So we thank you very much for your hard work and congratulations.
Thank you.
Great job.